Yo. What's going on, everybody? Can everybody hear me clear? Let me know because I'm in the basement. So if anything that y'all hear coming from this mic, from the furnace to the air to the washing machine, it is definitely on me. My bad. We are still trying to set a whole bunch of things up, and it's cold outside. So we definitely ain't trying to be cold in the home. So yeah, it sounds like it's very good. What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic, and welcome to the first. Is everything is cutting on at the same time? Y'all hear that furnace? Y'all hear that furnace? But welcome to the first episode of the Take It Home podcast for 2025. I hope you guys are having a wonderful and beautiful year so far. New year, new platform. I'm using a streaming service called EV Mux. So work with me trying to navigate some of the stuff. It seems like a simple layout, but usually when you say that, everything goes bad. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Shout out to Kara from Shooting from the Script. I'm going to try to get him up here in a little bit, to talk about some of the things about going viral. But new year, same flow. So what I am going to do is I am going to promote where I will be at, and I'm also going to promote the guy who gave me this idea to start this. And I asked, and he said everything was cool. But in the meantime, this is what's going on now. Next weekend, Now That's Wrestling, New Year's resolution, we return to the American Legion Saturday. Get your tickets online on Now That's Wrestling, Make Wrestle, any of those sites. You can get promo codes and you can get deals. So this is next Saturday, 7 days away. Get your tickets now, pun intended. And then also next month, Now and Forever. Make sure you get your tickets for that as well. 14th anniversary celebration as well. So like I said, it's usually a big thing that happens. Every Now show is something that's very big that happens. So February 15th, get your tickets at the WrestleDome, the house that Jimothy built. Shout out to everything that he continues to do. Okay, cool. I'm going to definitely make a layout. Also, February 1st, less than a month away, we have 15 The Takeover, C3 Ultimate Wrestling The Takeover. Yes, it is called 15 because that is the 15th show of C3 Ultimate Wrestling's history. I do not like the board, but they have been doing their thing with certain stuff. Now, we are still worried about the health of Kenny Nine, and they haven't made a statement about it, which is sad, and I got to get to the bottom of it because that's my bro. But still, this will be the 15th show. It's going to be a big show. February 1st, afternoon show, sorry. Doors open 12:45 p.m. Bell time 1 o'clock. So, like I said, we still do the thing, and the board gets it together with doing early shows. Now, I am aware that Royal Rumble is also the same day in the same state, so you can see some great wrestling in the afternoon and then some in the evening. You can go to both shows actually. So make sure you guys get your tickets. It's going to be a great event. We're going to give a layout. I'll go briefly over some of the matches, right? So in no particular order, because like I said, this is a new streaming platform that I'm using. That's my dog. So we do have a fatal four-way for the C3 Urban Culture Championship. We have the champion himself, Marcelo Spade, versus Tony Thunder, the professional, versus the nameless one, versus Rocker Rivera. So it is a four-way for the title. Got to do it big for the show from what the quote-unquote board has said. We have the C3 Ultimate Women's Wrestling Championship on the line as the champion, Renee Van Peebles, goes against, and featuring my dog, goes against, not my dog, a mystery opponent, a mystery woman. So we'll see where that goes. Like I said, as soon as I start live, a lot of stuff start making noise and stuff. So I might have to get my dog up out of here. So anyway, I don't know who it is. I don't know who the person will be. Renee has been on a championship, just been cruising. She's the longest reigning champion, not even just women, champion in C3 Ultimate Wrestling history, and she plans to continue to do that all throughout 2025. We also have her stablemates, the ARC. They are going against the new team of Arcade Anarchy, which is Johnny CK and Kenny Nine. Now, like I said, still worried about Kenny now with everything that has happened, especially with the last show. But apparently he's cleared. They cleared him to go against the ARC, the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And, it's a little iffy on that. They're trying to say they're rewarding him because they don't know what's happening and they're investigating it. But to me, I think it's weird. I think it's more damaging than anything. But like I said, these are great competitors. So it's going to be a great match. All right. We also have myself, Classic Alpha versus Nick Diamond. Nick Diamond is one of those guys that has been climbing the ranks in not only Midwest wrestling, but also professional wrestling. And a lot of people have had a lot of reactions, positive reactions to see that. We trained with the same person, Chi-Town T, but our paths went different. He came in a little bit after I did or whatever like that. But like I said, what he does in Indiana alone, he is making a name for himself, and he plans to make one off of Classic Alpha, which will be very doubtful. I want him to know there is a reason why I'm called Classic Alpha. So definitely going to be a dope match. Let's see. Gotta make sure I got everything. Like I said, it's a new app. Okay, we also have Joseph Arbor Credit, the BIG of the 313 versus the Elite Warrior, the Cobra. You guys, this is going to be very, very explosive. So make sure you get your tickets to see this. The Cobra returns to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. He has been close to winning the championship, and he has made a name. He gets the crowd right behind him. His song hits, "Summer Warrior," and then I ain't gonna lie, I go crazy when that song hits. It's definitely gonna be very dope to see. Going into the main event, I want to make sure I got everything. Main event is the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Championship. It is D'Angelo Steele versus All Hill. He was incredible. Atlas J. Horn. Wow, this is going to be very explosive. This match can go either way. Atlas won this opportunity by defeating me in a last man standing match. He got it. There's no complaints. I can't really like just be mad and nothing like that. It is what it is. It's back to the drawing board. You know, so Atlas J Horn has the opportunity to be a part of C3 Ultimate Wrestling history by being the champion. A lot of us already believe and know that he's part of the board, but we'll see from that. D'Angelo Steele, ever since winning the championship, has been showing why he is a pretty psychopath. He's showing why, you can't take anything away from even Rachel. Yes, he named the championship Rachel. So to me, to have that kind of bond is very, very crazy. But hey, he shows why he deserves it. Tickets are on Eventbrite. You can get them on Eventbrite, or you can Zelle through DOCCHRIS. Going to be a great show in Dyer, Indiana. Harold's private venue. This is the second time we are back. Shout out to them and everything they continue to do. Wonderful service, wonderful chicken next door. It's going to be very dope. All right. I want to talk about why we here as I'm trying to maneuver the layouts. So first of all, shout out to Ben from Frontline, the founder of Frontline Pro. He does a lot of things in Wisconsin. He does a lot of things for vets. He gives back to charities and stuff like that. And he makes you think a lot with a lot of the Facebook posts that he makes. But in the meantime, make sure you also get tickets to his show this month, Ground Zero. It's going to be dope. January 25th at the Woosa Owasso Elks Lodge. Please don't get after me. I hope I said it right. The tickets are available. There's some familiar faces and very new ones. There's Mustafa Ali. There's Joey Avalon, there's Swaggle. There's a lot of things that are going on, and he does big things. So shout out to him and what he does in Wisconsin. So I also wanted to plug his content and what he does as well. He has a whole schedule of the Frontline Pro shows and everything like that. So, like I said, January 25th, that is legit fireworks. That is something that a lot of people will not miss or do not want to miss. So shout out to him. But let me read comments real quick before I go into it. Yeah, this is definitely. I have Facebook comments, but for some reason, okay, there we go. Shout out to you, and yeah, shout out to everything that you continue to do. Thank you for coming on to the stream. Renee Van Peebles, Kev says Renee Van Peebles. Good evening, classic. Shout out to you, Steve, and everything that you continue to do. So, all right. So this was his post, right? All right, y'all ready? His post was how to start an internet war. Does going viral make you a good wrestler? This is an open forum for an honest opinion. So I shared this, and some people they had their own personal take on yes, no, maybe so. What does success mean? What does good wrestler mean? What does viral mean? So a lot of people, this made people think, and I believe his original post has about like 48 responses. I've seen some of them. I didn't see all of them, and I responded to a lot of my responses to it, to what I shared. So, he's one of the reasons why I started this one, because I was trying to debate what I wanted to do as a first live stream. So the way these comments is set up is kind of weird, but we're gonna go. What up, Kenny Nine, man? I hope you're feeling better with everything that's going on. So this is what he says. Okay, so the name of it is, does going viral make you a good wrestler? My answer is no. No offense to nobody, but I know that a lot of people, they have their own thing. Wrestling is subjective. Success is subjective. Good is subjective. A lot of things are very subjective when it comes to certain things. But me, when I look at the base of this post, and Ben, I believe, believes the same way, to the same side of what I say too. But no, going viral for wrestling, getting booked because you went viral because you did something in a wrestling ring, being a viral wrestler, it does not equate to being a good wrestler. Listen, I want people to be successful. I truly do. I do wish that people take the business more serious than what's going on now. I truly do. But at the same time, some people are going to do anything. Like Diamond was telling Ebony, right? Make the money, don't make it make you. Go viral, but don't let it make you. It's the same thing. Yeah, I said it. I flipped it. I did flip it. What you going to do? But still, same thing. First of all, just because you go viral, it does not equate to quality wrestling. It doesn't. Even outside of wrestling with stuff, you have some people who are very popular rappers who go viral, and then you look at it and then it's like they ain't got no bars like that. But what it is they may have an appeal, or people just like what they're saying and like what they're doing and whatnot. But it doesn't equate to that. Streaming is like a big source of income for people and stuff like that. And some people, they go viral with every stream or every video that they do. But when you look at it, you're like, what is this? Why is this so talented? This is my opinion, nobody else's. Some people are entertaining and some people are not. But being viral does not make you a good wrestler. That's my take. Going viral, Steven says going viral doesn't make you a good wrestler. You can go viral for 1 week, then still don't draw a dime in the next 3 weeks. Inyat says, I don't think because a wrestler went viral doesn't make them a good wrestler, because it all depends on what they went viral for. If they went viral for wrestling a puppy, it's not a good look. And we talked about this, last year, when somebody had a dog and it was showing the dog to like jump on the person and pin them and stuff. And that's just what it is. Going viral is difficult, seeing it might typecast into one dimension. That's actually a good point. Um, Thank you guys for your comments. So, going back into it, I understand as a person who is a wrestler, YouTuber, content creator, I understand that you want to get views, you want to get subscriptions, you want to get booked, you want to get opportunities and stuff like that. I definitely understand that people are trying to do that and that's what they want to do. But at the same time, some of y'all is literally, and I know Marcelo Spade hates this word, y'all are literally crashing out to go viral. Viral does not equate to success neither. It also doesn't equate to financial success. Shout out to Joseph Ira Credit because he also said that on my post too. You know, sometimes people try so desperate to be viral. And to me, it's cringy because it's not natural. It's not a natural feel to it, right? So, y'all remember that episode? Y'all know I'm going there. Y'all remember that episode where SpongeBob went to the beach with Sandy and he ripped his pants and then everybody started laughing and then people that made SpongeBob popular. So he kept ripping his pants and people was laughing. And then eventually people got bored with it and stuff like that because it seemed like everything he was doing, eating, working out, surfing, hanging 10, almost drowned. Everybody was scared. And then he ripped his pants and then everybody was sick of him. That's how some people go when it goes to being viral, if that makes sense. If you see the correlation in it. Yes, I use SpongeBob. I definitely use SpongeBob. Kev says, "Oh yeah, I remember the dog match. Me go viral the most foolish." Stop. No, I have to say it, Spade. Looks at certain hardcore moments that shall not be mentioned out loud here. Throws up and nods in agreement with you. And hardcore matches, death matches, and stuff. I have my takes on those, but at the same time, some people that those go viral too, right? And sometimes it does help. I can see why people do things to go viral because you want your name in people's mouths. You want their eyes on what you're promoting and stuff like that. But that does not equate to being viral. Yes, wrestling, you should be, as a wrestler, you should be your own brand. You should be your own product. What are you selling? I sell to you who I am as a wrestler, right? And to me, I want you guys to see what I can do in the ring and even outside of it. And even as a content creator, what I'm doing now and providing something that's different because there's millions of wrestlers, there's millions of podcasters, there's millions of content creators. So what I try to do is I do try to do things a little different or whatever like that. But with wrestling, it's just a little different to me because this is what I know. You know, we see a lot of things and people go viral and we may not consider them talent. They don't they're or talented or even interesting. A lot of people get mad at a lot of YouTube content creators because some people they do just grab a camera and they say and they say anything and then it happens. Me, right? I'm not I think that people put wrestling in a negative light because they put it in a negative light because some people want to do things. But what I'm not going to do is just come in and just bash a person or company or product and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that, but people do it for views. I'm not doing that because to me that's not me. That's not honest. Can I disagree with somebody? Yes. Can I disagree with the direction of a company? Of course. Do I have to believe that somebody going viral and getting opportunities that means that they're going to be successful or they're a better wrestler than I? Not even saying I'm on a pedestal. I'm just a podcaster. Remember that? Nah, I don't. But still, it's just those kind of things where people do try to change the narrative and move the goalposts, and they'll be like, well, what does good wrestler mean? And we know exactly what it means, right? So I'm gonna give an example. I have nothing against I have nothing against um the multiple Kanes, right? There's a lot of Kanes that are here. I found out who one of them was, and he's actually a talented wrestler under the mask. So shout out to him because he went viral for some of the stuff he did. I may not agree with it, but still, shout out to him. There's Candy Kane. That's a female Kane. There's a Gain. There's a gay Kane. There's Blue Kane, but Blue Pain and all kind of stuff because it was a cease and desist. Who else? It's like a yellow cane. Like I said cocaine, right? Like there's so many, and they get booked a lot. They get booked a lot. They get booked. It go viral. Blue Cane went so viral that it was a cease and desist, and honestly, that added more to his I guess status and aura that where more people started paying to see him and book him, and I I seen the matches, and obviously it's just there for the character. It's not that he wrestles or even moves or has a body type like Kane. It's just the fact that it's something viral and it's something crazy. So a lot of people now, especially now in a few weeks and months, it's tax season. So you about to get a lot of worldwide wrestling tax refund federation companies, and they're about to book these guys and stuff like that. And it's like some of them are actually talented, but some of them are not, unfortunately. They don't take the business seriously. They're unsafe. They're not doing stuff right, but people are giving them a bag. They're flying them out. They're giving them hotel rooms and stuff like that. And like I said, the one I know is dope and stuff. Like I said, like this dude is dope. But like I said, it's more of a parody than anything. And people are willing to do it. Now, if you are viral and companies, book you for stuff, I hope it's not wrestling if you're not even trained for it. You can perform and stuff. WWE has done a great, I don't want to say always done a great, but they book celebrities to host and do things. Sexy Red last year. A lot of people love her ratchetness and some people do not like her ratchetness. All she did was a post and talked about NXT and Shawn Michaels and stuff, and all of a sudden she was on there twerking. And then she also hosted Battleground. Remind you, she called it Battlegrounds and stuff like that. And then one time she showed up, she started twerking and did a split and was cursing and stuff. Mind you, this is supposed to be a kid product. But still, the fact that she went viral, she didn't wrestle. So that's fine. I understand, because in wrestling, you want to be a business. You want to be a big entity. You want to set the mold. In AEW, a lot of people, if you go viral, AEW will either book you in the match or they'll have you set up. I remember there was a guy, he was doing a pizza dough. He was like, stop, Maya. He was doing pizza. He was like acting like he had fake dough and he was spinning the pizza and stuff like that. It went viral. And my wife messaged me, and I'm gonna tell you all what she said too. I'm not ashamed, but the guy was literally doing lockups and stuff, and he had the fake pizza dough, and he was twisting it around and things like that, and it went viral. And AEW, they wound up booking him for like 2 shows. He didn't really wrestle unless it was dark matches. He was just part of like the pizza skit, and I think Ethan Page kicked him. Now, going to what my wife just said, you remember everything she did, though. Yes. And to be honest, that's what they want you to do. They want you to remember it. Now, me, I remember it because I talked about it before and I watch NXT from time to time. But still, it's memorable because it's definitely was something they ain't doing now. But now, especially with like the house shows, I know they just wrapped up doing WWE house shows. It's WWE Uncut now because they doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And some of it is going viral and stuff like that. But still, got Kevin laughing at me. Yeah, I did see it. But I look at a lot of stuff. The Kane verse, right? The Kane verse is big, and I don't even think that they're done. I don't even think that the Kane verse is done. And even Kane himself, he don't even like it, because he put all that work in as Kane. But still, some of those guys are talented, some of them are not. But it's just the fact that they are wearing a mask, right? Why is my dog barking, yo? But still, some wrestlers, they go viral and they're very talented. Talented is also subjective, but I'm going to talk about it. Will Ospreay, right? Remember a few years back, Will Ospreay and Ricochet, they did their match in Japan, and everybody and their mom was talking about how great of a match that was, right? And I didn't care for the match. I thought it was okay. Like, to me, they did too much. However, this was a clip that people were showing people who weren't fans of wrestling or who were just beginning to be in it. So people started paying attention to New Japan and other stuff. Not just that, but other clips as well. But the thing is, it went viral. They got a bag off of that. You want to know how much of a bag they got? Other companies were booking both of them to go against each other again and again and again to basically do the same match, right? To do the same match on the independent scene. And then even when they were seeing women, they even had intergender matches and they was doing the same thing. So by the time AEW matches happened, I think I saw one, And then I checked out because it's the same thing. But still, same thing. SpongeBob ripping his pants. This is for me though. I'm not talking about it. Like if other people, if I say I don't care about it, and a million other people look at it and they do, obviously they're going to cater more to the person, to the million people, because that's what the views are, right? But still, some people actually like my take and agree, and that's fine. But if you disagree, that's also fine too. My thing is this: if I'm booked against somebody and I got to face them 25 times in a row, I promise you, you're gonna get 25 different matches. That's me as a wrestler. How am I gonna? You know what I'm saying? But some people they don't do it that way. Jamie has good points, and I'm actually gonna bring them up as well. Actually, we'll bring it up now. Best examples for WWE: Logan Paul and Bad Bunny. Now, these guys are super omega ultra viral. You get what I'm saying? When you look at Bad Bunny's videos and stuff, he got billions, not millions. He has billions of views. So when WWE started hitting him up, and he was a 24/7 champion, and he was doing all of this stuff, chilling with Damian Priest, it did views and revenues and stuff like that. And then the thing about Bad Bunny was that he actually cared about the business. Was that when he did matches, he looked like he cared about what he was doing. He cared about his craft. Same thing with Logan Paul. Logan Paul, regardless of people feeling of his personal antics and stuff like that, the guy's pretty good in the ring. You can tell that he cares about what he does as far as ring work. He was a United States champion. He lost it to LA Knight, but still, sometimes you can get somebody viral, or you can go viral and you can show how much you care about the company. Because my thing is this: if you are new coming into this business, just please take your shoes off at the door. Show some respect when it comes to certain things. And I think, at least for the wrestling part, I think they both did a great job. Now, Ronda, at one point, Ronda Ronda is a solid wrestler. I think that people don't like her attitude and what she did, and obviously, rightfully so. I can understand that, especially when she tried to expose something that I love and trying to do certain things. I didn't like it, but at the same time, WWE knew what she thought, what she thought of the company and the business, and they still booked her. They booked her. She is a multiple time women's champion and stuff. She beat some people. She lost and all of that stuff. But at least she was good. But it was viral at the moment, which is funny because a lot of people, not wrestlers, celebrities and stuff, and athletes, they talk about how wrestling is the F word and stuff like that. But either they don't want to get in the ring or they just want to try and try to make some money off of it or whatever like that. But still, that was viral moments in itself. Steve says, I was actually going to bring up this person too. Joey Ryan, he was viral, but he was a bad wrestler and then turned out to be a bad person at the time. But yeah, I was going to bring him up too. Joey Ryan, if you guys don't know, he acted like he was like a sleazy wrestler or whatever like that. He was wrestling for a long time. Eventually, he started going viral because he would flip wrestlers and people with his private part. Like, literally in the match, they would quote unquote tussle with his part and he'd flip people over. There was one time like three people or whatever tried to do it, and then he flipped three people, and then even Mick Foley got in on it too. And then there was one. It went viral. It went crazy. The first time it went crazy. To me, I thought it was horrible. I thought it was a bad representation of wrestling because my thing is this: that's not something that we are. Like I said, people want to be viral and all of this stuff. Now, before all of those allegations and stuff that he said he did and he was guilty of, a lot of people started kind of saying that this was kind of stupid too, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Before all of that stuff happened, a lot of people was already like, man, like this is kind of whack and stuff like that. But he got so much money for it. He tried to do a wrestling show, but then a lot of people started talking about his antics and all of this stuff, and that's what got him out of there. But still, low key, if if he didn't get all those accusations and all of that stuff and evidence pulled up, he'd probably be just like SpongeBob, still ripping his pants. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he would have went to AEW if all of those stuff didn't happen, because so many people try to do things to go viral and stuff. And that was his viral moment, flipping people with his private part. And people went and got autographs and took pictures holding that. And it's the most inappropriate thing to me. It's the most inappropriate thing. So when that Me Too movement happened, it was a wrap for Joey Ryan. Kev says the first time you see it, yeah. First time you see it, cool. 150, yeah. It's the same thing to me. It's like, okay, you've seen it once, you've seen it every other time. Say what a time had man, and he's viral too. And people get mad at him about his takes and stuff. Now I don't agree with a lot of his takes. No, actually, I agree with a lot of his wrestling takes. I don't agree with them all. It's some things I definitely disagree with, and obviously he is stuck in his ways when it comes to certain things and how things are supposed to be or whatever like that. But when it comes to like certain quality of stuff, I can see where he's coming from with certain things. Now I know people who know him. Some people like him. Some people hate him because he was very disrespectful. But still, it was just one of those things. Yeah, this viral thing is a good thing to to talk about because some people go viral and then they get booked. You know, if I've talked about Superhuman, that was the guy who he would get on top of a ladder, he would take his shirt off and he would just jump on broken microwaves or razors or uh, barbed wire. Like he'd do this and he'd get viral, and he got so viral that he got booked to the point to where he yeah, that's the guy. That's what I'm talking about, Jamie. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I think his name is Superhuman. I could be wrong, but he does these things and people booked him to jump on tables or put people through tables and book them for matches and stuff like that. And to me, that's horrible because he's not a trained wrestler. There's a lot of people who go viral and people book them because they want that revenue, they want that eyes on the product, and then they don't wrestle, and then they hurt themselves, they hurt their product, and they hurt the wrestlers that they have. So that'd be my biggest issue is that some of you guys, I don't mind obviously superstars, celebrity, viral people and stuff like that, but when you put them in the ring and they're not trained, that's the same thing when I was talking about how women's wrestling has changed and has progressed. But I remember back in the day, dudes used to try to train their girlfriend like 10 minutes before the show how to wrestle, and then when they wrestle, it's trash. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those things that I'm definitely aware of or whatever like that. So that's the same thing when they bring these celebrities in. Now, if you're doing a spot, that's one thing. But when you try to sit here and try to have them do a 10-minute match or whatever like that, I remember seeing Little Scrappy. He wrestled, but he practiced. He took the time to practice to get the stuff. Yeah, you're not gonna always get it the first few times or whatever like that, but at least he tried. And there's videos and stuff. I remember I think it was on an episode of Love and Hip Hop. So let me get a drink of this dude real quick. Excuse me. But it's a lot of things that do go viral. And just because it's viral doesn't equate to good matches and great wrestlers, right? I'm going to talk about two women wrestlers that I saw. Not going to say their name. If you've seen it, fine. So this company brought two women in, right? And the chops were bad. The moves were bad. They wound up like, touching on each other, and they wound up like going outside and sitting on men's lap and stuff and started twerking on each other and stuff. And it's like, this is what goes viral. This is what goes viral. Not even a match. So imagine flying these people out, flew them out. You probably gave them a hotel, had to feed them. Also, after the show, get them a hotel, fly them out, or probably flew them out afterwards. It's still a lot of money. So imagine this. This is what they're doing. It probably was the main two. So imagine you got these two women in here. They're not wrestling. They're not taking it serious, but you know it's going to be views. You know they're going to bring viral. You broke the bag on this match. This match was horrible. They went out. They took a shot. They went to so you got to pay for shots. You got to pay for 2 shots. Like, fam, you got to pay for 2 shots. You didn't, come on, man, in a match. So you ain't supposed to be performing with no alcohol and intoxicated like that anyway, but still. They start no-selling. They start doing stink faces to each other. The moves was just horrible. But it went viral. So you mean to tell me that these two women are good wrestlers because this went viral? You mean to tell me that they basically just took fun and just had fun of my business and mocked it, and they got all of these views, that equated to them being good wrestlers? Like, don't get me wrong, right? As wrestlers and as a person who runs a wrestling company and stuff like that, trying to fight back for control, we want more views. We want the revenue. We want people to be interested in our companies and stuff like that. But at the same time, we do it on merit. We do it on a great thing. You know what I'm saying? We do it we do it on a great principle, right? Because to me, I don't want to disrespect the business that is a blessing and an opportunity to be on in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Comedy is one thing. Comedy is necessary in wrestling. When you look at guys like R-Truth, and when you look at guys like Santino, and you look at other guys, like there's comedy and stuff. And now that's wrestling. There's a lot of mix of serious, funny, crazy, sexy, cool stuff. Shout out to TLC. Excuse me. But still, there's time for it. But when you sit here and you mock it because you get in the bag or you know you're going to go viral and stuff like that, you could have did that at home. You could have had a link tree in your bio and you could have did that without doing that. But if the person paid for that and that's what they wanted to see, then that's what they wanted to see. But that didn't equate to them. Oh my God, did you see that match? They was twerking, they was dancing, they was doing this, there was no selling. But look at all the views it got. Oh man, it reminded me of Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat. Come on, man. Like we gotta stop this. And I know some wrestlers, shout out to y'all, no disrespect, but some of y'all do compromise what y'all learn because you do want to go viral. And sometimes it does look desperate because you want to get booked. Like, man, please, man. I know some people that get booked every weekend. I know some people that get booked every month or every other month. And I definitely understand. But what I say is, do make yourself available and stuff like that. Make sure you're professional. Make sure you let them know what you have and experience and stuff like that. Even going back to the women wrestling, let me look at a few comments real quick. I'm gonna have to get a mouse because oh wow, there's a lot of y'all. Hold on. Steve says that's what's wrong with hardcore wrestling at times. Some of these guys never try to do a spot and do it and end up in the ER. Alpha, I have my 5-second memorable moments, but still, you still take the business serious. That's Brett. Shout out to Brett and everything that he continues to do. Love you too, Steve. I hope everything is well and fine with you. Happy New Year. But yeah, like women's wrestling, right? Since we own it, Arshawn Cosby, chauvinist and all that. Much love to you, brother. I'm not, but still, intergender wrestling at one point was something like got like the most views in professional wrestling on YouTube's and stuff like that. It would get like 20 million views, 10 million views, especially like title match. Shout out to them and everything they continue to do, not getting on them. But there's a lot of things that when people saw the traction of a man facing a woman in intergender matches, a lot of people started booking them. And some of them are good, but most of them are bad because you throw out everything. You throw out the merit because you want to make money and stuff like that. The biggest thing that I've seen why the modern wrestling watcher or even the one who watches so often gets turned off is because it don't make sense. So yeah, it's cool to see it once in a while. And if you have something, a believability, then that's one thing. But eventually, after those thousands and even millions of views goes away, you're not going to eat off of that plate. So a lot of people, they started making women their top champion. A lot of women started beating guys. You had, what's her name? Tessa Blanchard. She beat Brian Cage, as big as Brian Cage is. Brian Cage, low-key, he kind of, I don't want to say he was the first, but he definitely was one of those ones to where a lot of people was booking women against him and stuff like that. And even Tessa was going against a lot of the men and stuff like that. And I understand from practices is that sometimes when women come in to train and stuff, they're usually training with the guys. There's not a lot of women that go in and wrestle with them and stuff. It's only a few times, but still, it's just like sometimes the quality is bad. Like, sure, the fans probably are saying, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome, but I'm telling you, sometimes by the time they get to the car, they don't even remember that they even said that. They don't even remember the match that happened. So Jamie says, there's a line not to be crossed. One was a woman using her dirty bleep, bleep, bleep. And another, yeah, I saw that. I think it was Gigi from NXT. Was it her? It was something she did on the Independence. And like I said, I've seen people hurt each other. I seen a woman push another woman off a balcony. I seen a whole bunch of stuff. And then when she pushed it, she like had the woman in like a sleeper hold hanging on a balcony, and then she pushed her. So when she pushed her, the lady was supposed to be caught by the man, but the man folded like a dusty wallet too against against the ring. And they all right, but it was sad that that kind of situation had to happen. So hold on, let's see. Mess with my volume thing. I'm a little too loud. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Gigi, not NXT different name. Yep, that's what it was. And some of these people who do get booked, they are viral. They got viral, and that's why they got the opportunity. Not saying that that's why. The Young Bucks, right? Y'all know how I feel about the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, matter of fact, not even just the Young Bucks. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla on YouTube at one point was like what everybody studied at one point, or even ordering the DVDs. Remember DVDs? But anyway, that was like the main thing people would look at and study and practice, because a lot of these guys was like the new wave of professional wrestling at the time. Ricochet's, Will Ospreay's, Fat Gunther, aka Walter, Keith Lee, they came later, but still the Young Bucks, Kevin Steen, El Generico, like a lot of these people, they looked at these PWG trailers, or they went to the shows in California and stuff like that. And a lot of wrestlers, they started going to practice and saying, hey, we need to practice this, or we need to do that. We need to work on this because this is the new wave. And unfortunately, for a bit, it was super kicks, kicking out of stuff, super duper moves, not selling chair shots, shooting somebody in their big toe, and they still give you 10 super kicks and don't sell it, toe and fell off. That's like the biggest thing that happened. And even now, you still see it, but more people are tired. A lot of people are getting tired of it. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people are getting tired of it. They're tired of seeing SpongeBob rip his pants. It's time for something else. It's time for something else. SpongeBob even tried to do something else with muscle arms. And then he wound up being a fraud because he tried so hard to try to lift something and his muscle arms blew up. I don't know how I'm going to put that in with wrestling, but y'all get what y'all get what I'm trying to say here. Stop ripping y'all pants, SpongeBob. Try something else. But going back into like the PWG and stuff like that, people used to look at that stuff and it was like emulating that. And people was like, hey, more companies came out of nowhere when tax time hit. And a lot of people started doing what they were doing and other independent stuff was doing or whatever like that. The Young Bucks with the super kicks and stuff like that. People start booking them for that because that's what they wanted to see. They wanted to see the Meltzer driver. You know, Dave Meltzer was going crazy, giving them people 5-star matches and stuff like that. Mind you, Kurt Angle doesn't have one at all. Kurt Angle, the man who has a black child. Kurt Angle, him. Kurt Angle, who was a meme last year because he was outside of his house looking at the camera. Let that man be old. But still, Kurt Angle don't have one, but they do. And they were viral. And they got booked a lot. A lot of people started molding themselves. A lot of people, they started wearing boots. They started wearing kick pads. Yeah, I know how I feel about them kick pads. Started wearing kick pads. They started wearing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And now they get rejected. They've been getting rejected, not all the way, but some people were just tired of their style and they wanted to see stuff. You know, Kenny got viral and stuff. But to be honest, I heard about Kenny by my homie Mark. Shout out to Mark and everything he continues to do. He was telling me about this guy that was facing Okada, and he was like, he was in Japan, he learned Japanese, he learned the culture there, and he always fell short going against him and stuff like that. And then I looked at the match, the first match, I think the second match too, and I was like, man, this dude is pretty good. But then I saw some of his other stuff on the independent. I'm like, there's no way this is the same guy. And then when the AEW started, when he was with Don Callis and they was acting like when Eddie Kingston had the heart attack or whatever, oh, come on, Don 69, excuse me, but that's what he was saying. And it's just like, this is the dude. You know, at one point people saying this guy was better than Seth Rollins. I'm like, because he was popular. You see where that goes into it? Because they was like, at the time, he was popular. He was one of the most popular wrestlers and viral at the moment. But viral doesn't always mean the best. Now, if you do think he is better than Seth, that's your opinion. To me, he's not. There's not a lot of people that are better than Seth Rollins. There's only a few in my opinion. But still, at the time, he was popular. You know, the Young Bucks, they was considered the best tag team and stuff like that. And over a lot of established tag teams and stuff, and you have the right um to believe that, but at the same time, you got to give them credit where credit is due. They molded a lot of people's mindsets. They're like, hey, if this is making money, then we need to do it like this. We need to wrestle like this because we want to be booked, and maybe we get to go against them or something like that. And some wrestlers, they living good. They still living good out of it. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? Y'all know. Say his name, man. He appears. This dude, Joe Hendry, most likely is going to be at Royal Rumble. This dude has went on every wrestling company dang near, and people go crazy because of his song, because they like that he they like that he does that, and it works for him or whatever like that. You may not be a big fan, or you may be, but still, it works for him. He gets a lot of bookings. He was just at Rocket Pro. Shout out to Rocket Pro and everything that they continue to do. He was just there. He's there. He's a lot of spots. He was on NXT. He did a NXT main event against Ethan Page. Like, very viral. He's in TNA. I don't know if he faced Nick Nemeth yet, but I believe it is a championship match. So some people use it to the best of their abilities, because sometimes your viral moment could leave quicker than it came. So that's also something to think about. Viral doesn't always mean financially successful. It don't even actually mean popular. I mean, you can do something really, really bad, go viral, and lose your booking. There's a lot of situations that have happened, old tweets, old videos, old fights, old comments and stuff like that. And when people catch a wind of it, they're not going to book you anymore because they don't want that heat. It's old scamming stuff. Like, people don't want that heat from you. They don't want the heat at all, because that is a problem with that. But before I go, I am going to try to invite Kev up. We're going to see if my mic works great with him. I'm going to send him that. But thank you guys for rocking with me. Let me see if I can get him up here real quick. But yeah, viral definitely does not mean successful. Now, that's another one too. He's making a name for himself as well. You know what I'm saying? And I do hope for his success and stuff like that. Like, not everything that goes viral, it doesn't mean that it tarnishes or messes up the business. I want to be clear with that. Some people take the business seriously. Some people know that they're not supposed to be wrestling in the ring, or they'll do whatever they have to do. The big dude that's been singing people's songs, time to play the game. That dude, I know I sound just like him because I'm talented, but still, he gets booked a lot and he's singing and stuff, and that's fine too. That's like entertainment for people and stuff like that. But he's not wrestling and stuff. But now with WWE, almost anybody can get in the ring and choke slam somebody. We done seen Jelly Roll choke slam somebody. We done seen the football players come in, take care of somebody. Gronk was in there. Tyson Fury was in there. The boxer, Floyd Mayweather, and the Big Show. Mind you, Floyd and Big Show was with that. I ain't even gonna lie, that was one of my favorite celebrity matches. I remember back in the day, Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow. When I was a kid, I thought it was dope. When I'm older, I'm like, yeah, let's go to comments. Solid talent. Yep. See, and there's a lot of people that can vouch and say good things about the person. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you're right. I saw your message. I get an E for participating in the conversation. No. Brett says Stephen Flo was a good wrestler before coming up with the Steve Flo. Yeah. And I get it. And like I said, I looked him up. And that's the biggest thing. Because I was like, he looks familiar. And then I realized, what it was, But still, that's interesting. And even if it's something that I disagree with, not saying Stephen Flo, I'm just saying anything else that's just crappy, like the girls twerking and stuff, people will look it up. They'll look at it and they'll be like, hey, I'm entertained. You get what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that it's technically wrestling, but that's just what some people would do, and they like to look at it and stuff. Said no doubt, Brett. So yeah, like, a lot of people do want to go viral. A lot of people think that will help their career, quote unquote, and I use air quotes because some people think that it's going to open doors, and it may, but sometimes viral stuff or even successful stuff, it don't work out. Do y'all remember when everybody was talking about how bad WWE was, and one of the things that they was doing was the Celebrity Raw general manager. Like outside of the anonymous Raw general manager, they would have like celebrities that would come in because they was trying to get views and they was trying to get more people to look at it, but it didn't really help. Y'all remember some of them guests? Y'all, they had Al Sharpton. They had like a guy from NASA, one of the older guys, and he forgot his lines. He called WWE WWE. He was messing up. The two guys, I forgot where they were from. They called SummerSlam Summerfest. One person that was entertaining that did guest host Raw to me was Cedric the Entertainer because he got in the ring, but he knew his limits. He knew his limits, y'all. And that was definitely funny, but still I remember that like they would get celebrities and stuff or athletes and some would get in the ring. Pee-wee was there. I'm still confused on Al Sharpton though. Like y'all really like who had Al Sharpton's number? Because he came out and had no reaction. Like even people was just like, you have no business being here. Like he didn't look like he wanted to be there. And this wasn't bobblehead Al Sharpton. This was gut big Al Sharpton, very white Al Sharpton. This wasn't the skinny bobblehead one. This was the big one. And it was just like, why did y'all bring him here? Who gave him? Who said, you know what? We need more views. Let's get a boxer. No, let's not get a boxer. Let's get a football player. No. You know what? Let's see if Al Sharpton is available. And he was there. It was others too. I didn't really I didn't really I didn't really look into it because I just thought that was like a funny standpoint or whatever like that. But still, I just thought that was hilarious. Now, I do want to say as a person who obviously want more subscribers and more viewers and stuff like that, most of the content that I do get a lot of views on are like my YouTube shorts, right? And with my YouTube shorts, most people know where the content came from. What I don't try to do is I don't try to steal like, oh, this WWE is just mine. Like we know where it's from or whatever like that. Or we know this actor or whoever it is, because I want to make sure that's where the credit is due because that's the person of the original content. I may type some words like a joke and for some reason it works, because people laugh because some people's attention span online, it's not that long for certain things because some people want to look at things and laugh real quick. That's how memes got so popular. Now with YouTube shorts and stuff, like now you can have a minute, basically 3-minute YouTube shorts if you want to. But still, that's just one of those things. But now, even with viral stuff, it's just like you just got to make sure people know it's you because even if you're going viral with a wrestling moment, somebody will definitely take your footage, put their watermark on it, or put their channel, put their business and stuff, and act like they did it the whole time. That's not even just with wrestling. That's with everything else as well. So that's also things to even think about when it comes to these kind of things. Like, and I understand you want that attention. You want people to subscribe to you. You want people to pay attention to, hey, what is Classic Alpha doing and stuff like that. You want the revenue from YouTube and from Facebook and from all that. I definitely understand the feel and the hunger of wanting to actually do that. But at the same time, have principles, have merits. Be like, man, you know what? I'm not going to do this. There's a lot of content creators. They had one approach and then they was like, I'm never going to change. And then they started changing because things started going viral and then all of a sudden people started doing it. There's so many people who do reactions and I watch a lot of these people who react to stuff. And I was thinking about doing that with wrestling. I may do that one day, but it's not going to be something that's consistently. Like my thing is to take it on podcast, which means we get to the point and we're talking about certain things. We're talking about the nitty gritty of certain situations or whatever like that. So even me, like I can be confident in being like, hey, I don't think just because you viral, that doesn't make you a better wrestler. You may be well known. You may not even be a wrestler. You just may be a well-known person that's in the wrestling ring. Because there's definitely a difference. There's a lot of people who have wrestling podcasts and content. And sometimes some of these podcasters, they go in the ring and they wrestle and stuff like that. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but they're using their thing of wrestling and they're trying to do other things, and they're trying to test the waters out and stuff like that. And then on the flip side, you have wrestlers that are coming out of nowhere. They're doing content, they're doing podcasting, they're interviewing and stuff like that. I believe a few days ago, Devon Dudley, he has one now. I like his setup; it's pretty good. Maven has one and is very successful. I don't like how he does certain things, but still, he has one. Undertaker has one. Like, Undertaker. Like, this dude stayed in character for over 30 years, dang near. And he stayed in character. So he has one. I don't listen to it a lot because he's like my hero. And it's like, to see him do that is just like, but I did look at him in Canes. I watched him in Canes. I think I do want to look at him in the Godfathers or whatever like that. I think I am subscribed to show a support. But yeah, it's just, but a lot of people, and it's weird to me though, because a lot of these wrestlers, they weren't great promo wise, but man, they when they're their self, you're like, man, where was this 20 to 30 years ago? You know what I'm saying? But still, it's pretty cool to see it. Like I said, everything that's viral, that's wrestling wise, it's not bad. And let me say that too. I want to reiterate before somebody be like, oh, you just complain or you a hater. I'm not. Yeah, I love everybody. But still, sometimes people can become very popular and get bookings and stuff like that. The Joe Hendrys of the world, the Zillas and stuff, outside of his, family lineage and stuff like that. But sometimes it goes viral and that helps you get bookings and stuff. And some people be like, hey, I'm telling you, like, message a lot of companies now. Some of them may not even respond and say they're not even interested. But as soon as you go viral, I bet you they respond to that answer. They respond to that DM. I bet you they would. That's just how some of them do, is they want to, make money and stuff like that. And I understand being a professional wrestler, being a wrestler yourself, your body is also your business. So you have to invest in it. You want to invest in it by working out and eating good and stuff like that and also being safe. But you also want to sponsor yourself. You know what I'm saying? You also want to promote yourself. You also want to show people, hey, this is what I have. This is my gift from God. This is what I want to do and stuff like that. And some people get the opportunity to get millions, thousands, millions of eyes on them. And hopefully they get to take advantage of it. And I hope so. As far as a promoter, I'm not trying to book nothing that's crazy. That's unsafe. Why would I try to book people that don't care for the business and don't never train? Some people take that chance. Now, me as on the sideline for this year because of the board, I can't speak for them people. But still, it's just one of those things. It's just like you see a lot of these people, they book these people to wrestle and they have no history of it. And then you jeopardize. It reminds me of the diva searches that they used to do. Y'all remember the diva searches? A lot of these women afterwards, even if they didn't win, they would get a contract. They would get a contract, and then when they'd wrestle, they didn't wrestle. They did everything but wrestle. They had all these contests and all of this stuff. And, it wasn't like viral, like, YouTube and stuff, but it got eyes on the product. People wanted to see what they were doing. They were doing websites. They was doing other stuff to get their attention. They was real Melvins from the Players Club. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying with those kind of things. It was just like, you can be viral and stuff. What's her name? Was it Tori Wilson? Like, I believe Tori Wilson and stuff, she had like a lot of views and people was looking up her videos and stuff. Sunny as well from back in the day when she was in the wrestling game or whatever like that, most watched or downloaded pictures and stuff. But it didn't equate to her being a solid wrestler or a solid personality or whatever. Now you see a lot of the stuff, oh, she's bad and she's done some heinous things and stuff. But still, that's a good point going into it, is just that some people can be very popular, but it doesn't mean that they are good wrestlers. Regardless of how people feel, shout out to you, Brett. Says it was nice watching you. Have a good weekend. Hope to see you soon. Got to do. All right. Yeah, sure, man. See you, man. Hopefully next week. I'll see you next week. We'll talk about some stuff. Appreciate you. Definitely got to run back another podcast. But Eva Marie, right? All right, hold on. Before y'all log out and exit out, hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. Eva Marie was considered one of the most attractive women in WWE at one point. And a lot of people were following her on social media and stuff. and all of that stuff. And WWE, they peeped it. And then eventually, when they brought her in, she had a couple cheers and stuff, but then people started booing her. They started rejecting her and before she wrestled. Now, when she started wrestling, yeah, she definitely needed some help. But they continued to invest in her because they felt something very special in Eva Marie. You know, she did improve, but it wasn't to the point of some just great nonstop stuff. You know what I'm saying? But still, she did improve. But still, that's just how the game works. And it's not just WWE, it's AEW, it's independent, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. People will book people because they're viral, and hopefully people either will buy a ticket to see them, or they will buy or they will watch it and stuff like that, because you can turn views into dollars. That's not always the case with people. So it's just like, when you do want to go viral, make sure that it's worth it. Make sure you don't compromise yourself because you wanted more bookings and stuff like that, because you can be booked this week and then next week people can ridicule you for doing something stupid or doing something dumb or doing something unprofessional. Or if you get viral, right, people like you, but then as soon as the comments go negative, oh, why are you doing this? Get out the business. This is I want my refund. I'm not gonna watch this if this is what y'all promoting. You ain't gonna have no bookings. So definitely be careful. There's good ways to do it. Be yourself, but also don't compromise yourself. With wrestling to me is a little different though. It's not like, oh, okay, you can just, do this and it just be okay. Nah, if you know it's not right, don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, a lot of podcasting people who don't wrestle, never seen a wrestling ring in their life, no offense to them, they're using terminology they have no business using. They're trying to sit here ask about stuff behind the curtain. You're not even supposed to be behind the curtain. You're supposed to be in front. No disrespect. But you want that view. And some wrestlers, they'll answer that. You pay them enough money, they'll tell you everything you need to know. And I understand everything is exposed and all of that, but not everything is exposed, if you know what I'm saying. So make sure, before I leave, just want to say, because I'm going to stand 10 toes on it. I got 10 toes right now. Just because you go viral, it does not make you a good wrestler. It doesn't make you a great wrestler. It doesn't make you the best wrestler. Now, can you go viral and be the best wrestler and good wrestler? Yes, you can. But that's not always the case when it comes to viral moments. We're living in a world where people are doing crazy things to go viral. People are compromising their children. They're looking at stuff. They're showing their kids this. They're eating this. They're being disrespectful to people. They're pushing people. They're hurting people. They're doing dangerous things to people to go viral so they can get interviews. You got people that are purposely being toxic and negative so they can get booked for podcasts and interviews and stuff like that. And people do it. People do it. You have people that are so negative that people just book them instead of, and then I hate it because, let's be positive and let's stick together. Why would you book somebody that's so negative? Why? Because of the views. I don't see nothing wrong with debates, right? If you're debating something or you want to debate, or I feel like this and I feel like that, cool, provoking thought. That's fine. But when you just go out of your way to just be disrespectful to somebody that you don't know, that's a problem. I don't know you, but I hate you. Now, there are some antics that I see that people do on social media and stuff. I don't know them personally, but I disagree with them and I don't like what they stand for. But what I'm not going to do is going to say like I hate them and stuff like that, because that's what people do. They'll get a podcast, they'll do this, they'll have the thumbnail like this, and they'll just start bashing somebody. And I've told people, I'm like, I disagree with a lot of stuff, but some of it I keep to myself, and then, or I can talk to my friends, I can talk to my family about it if I want to, and that's fine. But still, the viral part is very iffy. Just be careful with this stuff, because if it does go viral and then let's say it becomes tasteless or distasteful within the next month, you can't undo it. You cannot undo it if it is on the internet and a million people download it. You want to know what's worse than being for the streets? Being on the internet. Because if you do something that's very viral, even if it's disrespectful, you do something very viral and you upload it on your YouTube right now, you can have it up for 5 minutes, right? You can have that video up for 5 minutes and you decide to delete it. 500 people could probably have already downloaded the video, uploaded it on their channel, uploaded it on their other streaming networks, Rumble, Dailymotion, all of these other stuff, with MySpace, all this stuff, Yahoo, AIM, AOL.com, Dial Up, Acme, Looney Tunes. They'll do all of that. And you took your original content down, but somebody else has it. And then now you can try to get those websites to take down your stuff through likeness, but it'll be way more difficult. And there's a possibility that it'll never leave the internet. That's why you got to be careful. That's the risk of going viral. And even if you are going viral, somebody is going to try to be negative and either leak videos or assuming, or they're going to say you're a bad person. That's just the way it is. And I'm sorry, this is supposed to be back in wrestling. I'm going back to wrestling, but still, just a little tidbit on where I'm coming from with the stuff of being viral and stuff like that. With wrestling, it can be different, but then I've seen stuff that was very horrible. People stabbing people. I've seen people get hit with cars. I remember a guy a couple years back where Black Lives Matter was a big thing. He was like, Black lives don't matter. And it was just like, dog. Like, to me at that time, that definitely wasn't the spot or place to say it, especially like with the climate. But I've seen stuff. I've seen craziness and all of that. So just make sure you just be careful about some of the things that you do and some of the things that you post. So, all right. So once again, because I want to make sure y'all know, going viral does not make you a good wrestler. Shout out to Ben for making the post. Make sure you get your tickets for Frontline. Make sure you get your tickets for Now That's Wrestling. Make sure you get your tickets for C3 Ultimate Wrestling. It's going to be a great show. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments. Shout out to everybody that's on the like. Shout out to Enya. Shout out to Kev. Shout out to Brett. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Jamie. There's other people too. I'm trying to get used to the layout, y'all. Sorry. Please excuse me if I didn't get you. If I didn't say your name. Steve. Shout out to Steve. Other Steve. Yeah, okay, I got it. But yeah. So I wanted to speak about it. So, like I said, if you have any questions about it, leave answers in the comments. I got another comment. I'm planning to try to go live at least once a week. The next time I go live, I want to interview somebody. So I'm going to message them and see what they say, because I do think this person has a lot to say. And I also want to ask them about things about the business. So I don't want to say who it is because I ain't asked them yet. Don't judge me, but we will try to figure it out, right? The older folks say, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't. Yep, that be the thing. But people want to say bad things instead of nothing at all. And then sometimes you got to eat the words that you say. And sometimes eating those come with 5 fingers to your face. So not invoking violence, but some people, they don't be playing. But I hope you guys have it's like, oh God. Stop. But thank you guys for rocking with me. This EV Mux, I think I'm saying it right. It seems pretty cool. I'm going to test more stuff to see with it, because it does remind me a bit of StreamYard. And I'm trying to understand most things. I'm going to have to probably get a mouse. I haven't used mouses like that for a laptop in a long time. I think it's diabolical work, but I understand why people do it. I use mouses on the computers at work, but here I'm definitely going to have to use one. But yeah, thank you guys for the podcast view. Thank you for the watch. Make sure you subscribe. Tell everybody about professional wrestling. Tell everybody that Chris Classic is back doing the Take It Home podcast. Make sure you let these people know that this wrestler is doing some things that other people are not. This was supposed to be in the corner right here, but I definitely forgot, because like I said, I'm trying to work with it, because I do want people to understand how important the Take It Home podcast is. But still, thank you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I sound like a preacher when they be like, all right, I'm a close. I'm leaving. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Happy New Year This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.